DaVinci Resolve. I use it. It's amazing. In this video, I'm going to be teaching you some tips and tricks on how you can edit like me using DaVinci Resolve. So to start off this tutorial, we are here in OBS. Now you may be thinking, why the hell are we in OBS? What the heck is this? This is not DaVinci Resolve. Yes, I know this is not DaVinci Resolve, but trust me, you're going to be wanting to see this part. So what you want to do in OBS is that you want to configure it that your face cam and your gameplay are going to be showing in the same recording. What do you mean by this? Well, you'll see in a bit. So open up your settings, and then in your settings, you want to go to the video tab. Now in the video tab, you will have these little boxes right here, right next to these labels. By default, your base camera's resolution should be set to your monitor's resolution, whatever it is. And then your output scale resolution should be set to whatever quality you are going to be recording at. So for example, at 1080p, it's going to be 1920 by 1080, but if it's a 1440p, then you are going to have it set at 2560 by 1440, and whatever, you know how resolutions work, I'm assuming. But this is not what we're going to be using. We're going to be using a 32:9 aspect ratio. This is what's going to allow you to get the face cam and the gameplay in the same recording window. So look at your base resolution and take note of this first value right here. You want to multiply that value by 2. So whatever that value is, you want to set that to the first value of your base resolution. And then for the second value, you want to leave it alone. Over here to your right is the aspect ratio of 32:9. This is the ideal aspect ratio that you want to have. And then for the output resolution, whatever it is, set it to 3840 by 1080. There you go. And then your downscale filter, set it to Lang Sauce, and your FPS, set it to 60. Hit apply, and there you go. You have this little long rectangle in your preview screen. That's what you want to do. That's what you want to have. That's what you want your OBS to look like. Before we exit out of the settings, head over into output and double check your recording settings. This is what I have. I have a dedicated folder for my recording path. My recording format is MP4. I use a video encoder of NVIDIA NVENC HEVC. This is the streaming encoder that my graphics card comes with, because I use an NVIDIA graphics card. My audio encoder is FFmpeg AAC. I'm not sure if this is default, but I'm pretty sure you can just use the stream encoder and just go with that just fine. My audio tracks are set to 2, 3, and 4. I'll explain this later, but I always have these checked at 2, 3, and 4. My encoder settings are as follows. I think I modified it to match with NVIDIA's requirements. Whatever your company's graphics card company's recommends you, then I suggest you follow that, because that's gonna give you the best recording settings and stuff like that. So yeah, for reference, or for whatever reason you need it, then here they are. And yeah, there you go. So let's hit apply, let's hit OK, and then you are done configuring your settings for now. Now by default, this is what OBS is going to look like. So to fill this thing up, you want to add a source. The first thing that we're going to add as a source is a video capture device. I already have my my webcam added in here, so if I add this new thing, it's not gonna add in. So, but for your reference, you want to add your camera in here. So like I use the Arian webcam and I have my phone as a webcam. So you want to configure this as the way you want it, but I'm going to delete it for the purposes of the tutorial, and I'm going to re-add it, and then I'm going to add in my camera right there. So as you can see, it's not showing up right now because I'm actually recording this on another instance. So let's hop into that instance real quick and show you what it looks like. So here it is. This is what I am using. This is what I'm doing. This is what I am set up right now. So you have my face cam over here to the left, and then over to the right is whatever you are recording with. So I'm aware that this looks a bit weird right now in the video, but this is going to make sense soon. So what you want to do is you want to have whatever you're recording at on the right side of your screen. So like on the right side of the preview, sorry. So since I am recording a tutorial, I have a little display capture right here. So this is it. This is a display capture right there. And I'm using this as the little background of the video. This will all make sense later, but this is what I do. So if you're recording, let's say, a gaming video or something like that, then you can turn this thing off. You can overlay the game capture, like let's say, for now, let's just put this above it. There you go. Yeah, you already have the game capture. This is Roblox. Let's say I'm recording a Roblox video. You can see like this is Roblox. So you can see like the little thing appearing on the screen. So I'm not sure if this is making sense right now, but I'll show you how to do this later. So let's bring back the display capture, and yeah, whatever you have, just put it on there and put it on the right side of the screen. Now you want to configure your audio. So in configure your audio, you want to go into your little sources tab and then hit application audio capture. I have 3 application audio captures. This is 1 is for my Discord VC, 2 is for my game, and 3rd is for my browser, which is going to be playing music during my streams. So for recording videos and for editing videos, we're only going to be adding 2 application audio captures. 1 is going to be for Discord. So once you are at the properties window, you want to go in and select Discord. This is going to be your Discord VC. So you want to get your window match priority to match title, otherwise find window of same executable. So for reference, I'm going to rename this to Discord VC tutorial. So this is going to be your Discord VC. This is going to record your VC and nothing else. And then you want to add another application audio capture. This time I'm going to name it gameplay. So yeah, gameplay or whatever. And then I'm going to set it to, let's say, Roblox. I'm recording a Roblox video. So if you're like, whatever, you want to set this window to the game that you're playing. So if I'm recording a Roblox video, set this to Roblox player or whatever it's called for you, and set the window match priority to match title, otherwise find window of same executable, and then hit OK. So there you go. You have your application audio captures, but you cannot start recording videos just yet because you want to make sure that this audio is linked to an audio track. I mentioned this in my hit film tutorial. Audio tracks are amazing. They are very, very amazing. They are very underrated, and I use them all the time. So for this tutorial, we are going to go back into our main instance over here of OBS, and I'm going to show you how my audio is set up. So to find out your audio tracks and your audio properties, you want to go over to this audio mixer over here and click on these little 3 dots. Whatever it is, it doesn't matter. You can click on them. It doesn't do anything. It's the same thing. And hit on advanced audio properties. So over here, you can see how my settings are configured. So desktop audio, I do not have anything selected there. For the Discord VC, I have it linked to track 4. For the game, I have it linked to track 2. For the mic, I have it set to track number 3. I have the mic synced off by 400 ms because there's a delay between my phone's webcam and my microphone. So you'd want to ignore that for now, but it doesn't really matter. I also have this set to monitor and output. I remember a YouTube tutorial telling me to put this on, but I can't remember what it's used for, but I have it on anyway, so there you go. As you can see over here, this is why these tracks are selected accordingly. So you have audio tracks 2, 3, and 4 checked right there. And this is why that they are checked, because of the audio properties. Once you have those configured, you're ready to record, you're ready to have fun with your friends, you're ready to go crazy, get creative with your recording of your video, and blah blah blah, stuff like that. And then once you stop the recording, head into DaVinci Resolve. Welcome to DaVinci Resolve. So this is the window that is going to be greeting you upon your initial startup. This might look a bit different for a few of you, but you know, it might look similar, it might look different, but I'm pretty sure you'll get the gist of it. But basically over here is going to be your home screen, or whatever your project libraries and stuff like that, and your project files and yada yada yada. This is where you're going to be find your DaVinci projects. To create a new project, you want to double click this untitled project, and it's going to open up DaVinci immediately. When you're opening up DaVinci Resolve for the first time and you're new to editing, then this might look a bit overwhelming for you, but don't worry, I'm going to walk you through step by step on how to work your way around the software. At least how I do it. Down here are 7 tabs. Respectively, these are the Media, Cut, Edit, Fusion, Color, Fairlight, and Deliver tabs. I mainly use the Edit tab to edit my videos. Sometimes I hop into Fusion, sometimes I hop into Color, but I never ever use Cut or Fairlight. So it's these 3 things in the middle that I use the most, and these are the ones that I always use during the editing process. The Deliver tab is where you go to export, but for now we are going to be learning on how to edit. So go ahead and open up your Edit tab and start editing, I guess. So to import your videos into DaVinci Resolve, there are 2 ways to do that. Either you can drag and drop them directly from the File Explorer, or you can use the media tab. I use the drag and drop method simply because it's more convenient. Go ahead and open up your file explorer and navigate to your folder on where you have your video saved. So I have all my OBS footage. Remember the little file directory that I showed you earlier? This is where I keep all of my OBS footage and all my recordings and stuff. So for this video, I'm going to be using an upcoming glorious video for a reference or for whatever whatever editing needs we need to be doing today. So get your OBS footage and click and drag it into the timeline and release. Change project frame rate, change it. If you want to import your footage into the media pool, it is a bit more complex, but it's also pretty simple. So head into the media tab, navigate over to where your OBS footage is, and then click and drag your footage down into the media pool. And then there you go. And then into the edit tab, click and drag it again into the timeline. Now you have your footage imported into your timeline. Let's make these a bit smaller just for your convenience. So when you import, your video is going to be looking like this. It might look a bit different to you depending on how your DaVinci Resolve is set up, but you know, you can tweak it around your software to however you like. You know, make it however pleases you the most. So before we start editing, I need to explain a few of the terminologies and a few of the windows that we're going to be going through today. So this right over here on the bottom left is the effects tab. This thing over here on the top right is the inspector tab. This thing over here in the top middle is your preview. This thing down in the bottom right technically is your timeline, and this orange thing over here is your playhead. Also on the top left is your media pool. This is where you're going to find all your clips and all the things that you've imported into your project. So let's begin, shall we? The first thing that I always do when editing videos is I turn off linked selection. I'll explain what that does in a minute, but after you turned off your link selection, select your video footage. Once you see a little orange little thing on your video footage, you want to hit Alt on your keyboard, you want to hold it, and then drag the footage onto the top. This is going to create a duplicate of the footage into another video track. Once you've done that, hit Ctrl A to select all of your footage and hit Ctrl Alt L. This is going to link your footage. Link selection allows you to move your entire video, and when you have it turned off, you can only like move one bit of it, and you can see this little red thing over here on beside the clip. You can move your audio, you can move stuff around, and it's just going to move the thing that you selected. So there's a reason why we had it turned on, because if we had it turned on, if we were to duplicate this entire thing, it would duplicate the entire thing. So we do not want to do that. We just want the footage. Now, what are we going to be doing with this footage? Once again, we're going to be turning off link selection, and then we're going to be selecting our footage. On the inspector tab over here, you want to click on read time and scaling, and it's going to show you all these little options. You want to click on scaling and then set it to crop. As you can see, the video is now covering the entire screen and split down by the middle. This is the ideal setup that you want to do. What you want to do now is select your clip, go back to the inspector window, and in the X value of the position, set it to 480. And as you can see, your face cam is there. It's just covering the entire screen, and your gameplay is completely gone. Don't worry, we'll be fixing this soon enough. What you want to do now is right-click and hit new compound clip. I'm gonna call this face cam, and then this is going to help you separate the face cam and the gameplay. Then we're going to go over and disable the video track, and it's going to look like this. We're going to go back to our little original setup here, and then we're going to be, doing the same thing essentially. Get to the scaling and, set this to crop. But in the X value for the position, you want to set it to -480, and then there is your gameplay. Once again, you want to make a new compound clip, and then I'm going to name it gameplay. And then once you've done that, hit Ctrl Alt L. Enable this video track again, and then zoom out using this little parameter over here. Once you have it zoomed out to something satisfactory to you, let's say, like, I don't know, about here should be fine. I don't really know. I mean, I guess 0.5 should be fine in most cases. You want to set this position. You want to change it. You want to get the location of it and blah blah blah. Stuff like that. You want to position your face cam wherever you want it, and then you want to leave it there. So what you want to do now is go on into Fusion, and then into Fusion, you have all these icons in the middle. You want to select this thing over here that's called rectangle, and then, yeah, you want to crop this according to, I don't know, your face cam position, blah, blah, blah. This is going to make it easier for you to make your green screen. Once you are happy, go back into the edit tab, and here you go. You have lesser content to work with, and this is just gonna make your life a bit easier. So now we gotta remove the green screen. In the effects tab, go into open effects, and then scroll down a bit until you find 3D keyer. Drag that 3D keyer effect into the face cam, and then drop it right there. Now in the inspector tab, you can see that the effects option is no longer grayed out. You want to click on that, and then you see all these little options over here. You see all these windows, you see all these tabs that look very, very overwhelming. But trust me, it's simple once you know how to do it. Before you start removing your green screen, you'll want to go over here to the bottom left where it says transform and a little rectangle icon with like 4 squares around it. Click on this little arrow thing, and then click on open effects overlay. And then you can start removing your green screen. I usually have a preset for this, but if you do this for the first time, then you want to hit on add, and then you just want to draw around your little green screen. You want to start removing it. There you go. There you go. There you freaking go. There you go. You have your green screen removed. But if you want to really make sure that you got all of it, if you want to get all of it, and you want to make sure that it's all good, you can go over to the output and select it to alpha highlight B/W. And then double check to make sure that there's nothing wrong with your green screen. So let's say there's like some weird thing over down here. You can get this little subtract dropper tool thing, and then just start like messing around with like your green screen stuff. Make it a bit more clean. There you go. That looks very, very good. But if there are still some green around you, then you want to go over to this key adjustments, or not this key adjustments, sorry, this matte finesse thing over here. Let's go back to the final composite thing over here to get a general idea of what we're working at with over here. And then you want to mess around with these settings real quick. So like, first of all, the despill, I have it set to all the way up so that there's no green that shows on my little skin. So as you can see, like over here, you can see all the green. Set the despill, and then there you go. It's not green anymore. So this is what you want. And then you just want to, you want to modify these settings to however you want to. So clean black gets rid of more green. Clean white makes it like the green less strong. It preserves more of your subject. Black clip does like make it a bit sharper. White clip, does the same thing. It makes the green a bit like, just play around with these until you're happy with your green screen. And then once you're done, you are left with this. This is the ideal setup that you want to have. If you do not have a face cam, obviously you can change this however you want to, or if you don't have a green screen, sorry, but this is just how we do it. This is how I get rid of this green screen behind me and put it into this video. If you want to vary your things, like for example, you want to put your face cam on the top left or something, then you can move your thing over there. You can leave it right there. You can make it a bit smaller or something. You can do whatever you want. It's your video. I have no right to complain. So like, this is what I used to have. Basically, I had the face cam on the top left, but now I have the face cam over there in the bottom. So once you have your things set up, you want to go back over to your timeline, hit Control-A, Control-Alt-L to link all your footage, and then you are now ready to start like making your video, your final cut, your final stuff, your final effects and stuff like that. You can basically start editing. I usually leave link selection turned off for most of my editing process, but if you want to leave it on, that's up to you. But for this part of the tutorial, I'll leave it on. This first bit is called jump cuts. I'm pretty sure you know what a jump cut is. It's jumping from a certain point in time into another point in time. I use it all the time. I use it a lot in my videos, and it's just one of the things that I use the most. So let's scroll out through a point over here where it's like, there's a little big gap between there. We're gonna do our jump cut over here. To do a jump cut is very, very simple. You want to find the point where your audio clip ends, and then you want to make a cut there. So for example, right over here, I want to make a jump cut. So let's go back over here and then listen to the audio, and then go ahead and make our cut after this after the audio ends. I cannot spell. 1923. 1923. Let's make a cut right there. You can do a cut in multiple ways. You can press Control backslash, or you can go over here, click on this little blade edit mode, and then click on wherever you want to cut. So like right over here on your playhead, I want to make a cut there, and as you can see, I made a cut there. But I usually use the shortcut key of like Control backslash because it's just more convenient and it's just easier to do. Before we continue on, I almost forgot. If your audio tracks are a bit soft and you need to increase the volume, you can, I'm gonna turn off link selection for this. I'm pretty sure you can get the gist of what link selection is anymore. You can select the audio clips that you want to increase the volume and just increase the volume over here in the inspector tab, and there you go. You have your little thing selected, you have your little audio increased, and blah 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 blah, stuff like that. So let's go over here, let's make our jump cut. 1923.
Hello.
And then like and the jump cut like right over here when Felix says I don't know. So I'm gonna turn on link selection for this again. I don't really need to remind you when to turn on link selection. I'm pretty sure you can figure it out. Let's make another cut, and then with the selected area, press delete. As you can see, I made a little ripple delete right there, and then you're basically done. That's the jump cut. So let's do a little review. Give it a while. It takes a while because I'm also recording. I cannot spell. 1923.
Hello.
There you go. If you want to edit your little jump cut to make it happen faster or slower, then you see this little thing over here. It's called trim edit mode. I use it a lot. I use it all the time. It's a really helpful tool that makes you edit a bit faster. So once you have that selected, you want to go over to your cut, and then you want to drag it a bit to the left or to the right depending on your cut, basically. So to make it a bit faster, I just did that, and then I cannot spell.
2023.
1923.
Hello.
There you go. You can see it's a bit faster now. So yeah, that's a jump cut. Congratulations. You've learned one thing already. If you want to add multiple jump cuts, just casually just start making cuts, stuff like that. But the way I usually make a jump cut is I make a cut right here. I go to this little trim edit mode, and then I just, there you go. And then I just trim the video to wherever I want my cut to end. So there you go. I make a jump cut there. I play the video to know if I made the right thing.
1999. Well, when in doubt, try every code in existence. 0000.
Alright. Trying every code. You get the gist. There you go. That's a jump cut. We're gonna move on now. So the next thing that I'm going to be teaching you is keyframing. Keyframing is the act of animating your video. So I want to go left. I am going left right now. I want to go right back into the screen. I'm gonna do that right now. So yeah, that's basically the gist of animation and keyframes and stuff like that. Right over here in the inspector, you can see all these little diamond-like things on the right. These are called keyframes, or rather, the button that creates the keyframes. So to create a keyframe, you want to click on the little diamond next to the thing that you want to keyframe. So right over here, I want to make a zoom animation. I click on this, and then I go forward in time, and then zoom. Let's say I want to zoom in the face cam to like right about there. If you go back over here,
when in doubt, try every code.
You can see my face cam is zooming. See, this is why I separate the face cam and the gameplay so that I can actually move my face cam around without actually affecting the video. That's how you make a keyframe for zooms. If you want to do a position, same thing. Go over to where you want your keyframe to start, and then go over here, and then go like, move it to whatever you want to. So like there you go. You can see my face cam is moving, and that is a keyframe. If you want to make a static keyframe, then just do like a little cut right somewhere. Let's say I want to make a little keyframe right here, or a static keyframe, then I just zoom in, or like let's say for the zoom in over here, and I want to like, I don't know, I want to zoom out the game, I just want to do this, blah blah blah, stuff like that. 1923.
Hello. 1999. Well,
there you go. You can see that the video is moving, the video is zooming in, zooming out. There you go. That's how you do a static keyframe. Also on keyframes is animating your face cam. So if you don't have a face cam, you can obviously skip this. But to do a face cam animation, I usually turn off link selection, and then I go over to my face cam. I hit Control backslash to make a cut, and then I go over to my face cam and just zoom it in a bit, and I sometimes play it because I don't know, it just sometimes lags when I do this, but I do that, I manipulate the values, I just move my face cam right there, and then there you go. If I want to edit where the face cam animation starts, I go over here and just trim the video like that. There you go. So if you go over here, play the video. 1923.
I don't know.
There you go. If you want to do something like this, where it goes back to my little face cam little thing, you can do that easily by just going to the effects, deleting the 3D keyer, going into Fusion, deleting the rectangle, and then going back into here, and then double clicking the zoom, double clicking the position, and then there you go. So you go over here, 1923.
I don't know.
There you go, easy enough. So there you go, we've done keyframing, we've done jump cutting, we've done face cam animations, and then what else do we do? Ooh, the freaking face distortion effect. To do that effect, go into your little face cam clip. Of course, it's still cut because I still have the face cam animation there, so let's just move it a bit. I don't know, like right about there. I still see some green. Let's just remove that real quick because that's gonna get annoying. There you go. We have your little face cam clip selected. Hop into Fusion, hit Shift Space, and then search for Grid Warp. Once you import the Grid Warp effect into your clip, you can see that there is a grid that is over your little video, and you have a little cursor with a circle on it. This is how you make it. It's actually pretty simple. You select one of the points, and then you just move it. You move it whatever you want to, and just go crazy. The point of this effect is just to make your face look blah. There you go. That looks good. That looks so quirky that, the more quirky the better. See, look, and then you go back into the edit tab, and then you see your face looking quirky like right over there. So here we go. Let's play it. I cannot spell. 1923.
I don't know.
There. It's a bit laggy because the effect is pretty heavy on my GPU, but there it is. You did it. When you export it, it's gonna look like that. So now, time for effects. I use effects a lot. I use it in most of my videos. One popular one is the shake effect, which is pretty easy to do. You go over to your little your effects tab, your effects window. Go scroll down from the open effects into resolve effects transform, get the camera shake, and then get it over here. In the effects tab, you have your camera shake. Go into your motion scale, turn it all the way up, speed scale all the way up, motion blur all the way up, and then there you go. That is your shake effect. I'm sorry if I just hit my mic and I just made a weird noise, but that's how I do it. So 1923. There you go. It's shaking. One thing I also do is set this border type to reflect so that it doesn't make any weird stuff outside of the if my face cam just goes above, like, it just makes it look, more linked towards the corner, I guess. I don't really know how to explain it. This is just what I do. You can also experiment with other effects. Like, let's see, what else can we do? We can do a Gaussian blur, which I use a lot for my intros. So I get this Gaussian blur, and then I just put this into here. So like, let's say I'm making an intro. I get the zoom all the way up to like 1 or something. But if I want to make it smaller, I can obviously make it smaller. And then I just position my guy at the center, and then there you go. That's your intro right there. Easy peasy. I just did it in like under 20 seconds. So let's now talk about transitions. Transitions are something that I use a lot. I use it in almost every video. Things like, I don't know, like a rotating transition. All these are presets, so shout out to the original creators. So like I have a glitch transition pack, I have a TZ transition zone pack. I also have a seamless transition pack from Mr. Alex Tech, very cool DaVinci Resolve YouTuber. You can also check out his channel for more DaVinci Resolve tutorials if you want to get better at using DaVinci Resolve. So if you want to add a transition, let's say you want to add this transition, the rotating 360 transition, you just move it, you just click and drag it, and then drop it into any of the cuts. There you go. And then you play the video and see if the transition worked well for you.
Hello.
3. You can see it happening. You can see it happening. It's lagging right now because I'm recording, but trust me, you added the transition. If you want to add a fade transition, obviously you can do this. You see these little things that appear like when you hover your mouse over it. You can drag those, and that creates a fade. So like right over here, let's say you fade in the video, and it looks like this.
1999.
See, there you go. You can see a bit of my face. My face cam is kind of weird. It's kind of also fading in. So what you want to do is if you want to do a fade with the face cam on it, you want to remove the fades. You want to do a cut right here. You want to get this, and then you want to click on new compound clip to create a new compound clip. Once you have your new compound clip, you want to do the same thing. Just get your fade in, and then there you go. Once you play the video, there, the face is not like fading in. Yeah, there you go. That's it basically. So geez, what else do I do? I mean, I guess I also have the reverb effect that I use in audio. I have this reverb effect over here. I just click and drag it. I go over here, I manipulate these values however I like it. Usually I decrease the room size to around 70, decrease the output of the dry wet, and then increase the reverb time right there. And then when you play it,
well, when in doubt,
there you go, there's your reverb. Another thing I also use is color. So like, let's say I'm shaking my face cam, I'm angry, I'm yelling. So I go into the color tab over here, and then I just boost this. That's easier said than done. I already have my little guy here. So I want to add the shake effect. I go over here, I go scroll down, or I can also search for camera shake. I go over here, click and drag and drop. Motion scale all the way up, skin scale all the way up, motion blur all the way up, and then border type to reflect, and then I cannot spell. There you go. That is the shake effect with the color. I'm pretty sure you get the gist of things now. Basically, it's all about practice. It's all about exploring whatever you can do and developing your own style of editing. But this is how I do it. This is how I do it. This is how I edit my videos. If you want to look into the actual process, it works like this. I first cut up the entire video into like something around 10 to 15 minutes long, even up to like 18, 19, just not more than 20. Sometimes I go up to 20, sometimes I go up to 30, blah, 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 stuff like that. And then I add in keyframes, I manipulate the values in the inspector tab to make it a bit more, you know, catchy, to make more pleasing, stuff like that. And then I go add music. Music is something that I obviously do not forget in any of my videos. So to add a music thing, you want to right click on this little space down here. You want to go and add track, and then you want to add it to a stereo track. And then down here is where you're going to be importing your music. I don't actually have a dedicated folder for all my music stuff. I just download it, and then I just put it into the downloads over here. So I have all my music here. Let's say I want to import like whatever. I import this thing into the thing. I click and drag it. It's the same thing. I just click and drag my audio things, and then I go ahead and you know, I just put it into here. I decrease the volume, and I make it like not 19. I make it negative like 20 sometimes. Sometimes I go lower to 25. Sometimes I go lower to 30. Depends on how loud the music is. So like, let's see. Let's say this is the video. This is we're watching a video right now. We're watching a Neighboy video in action. Where's the conveyor belt?
it's over here.
Here?
Yeah, on the server we're.
So yeah, basically, without any effects, this is what the video looks like. If you want to add in, like, I don't know, face cam animation, just add it. Add whatever you want into the video. Add whatever comes up into your mind and make the video as pleasing as you can possibly make it. Video editing is all about exploring your creativity, and with the right mind and with the right creativity, you can make something awesome, you can make something cool, you can make something amazing that you're going to be posting into YouTube that's going to get hundreds of views, and you know, you could just pop off basically. So yeah, once you're happy with this video, let's say you want to export it, you go over to the deliver tab, and then you just modify it however you want to. So let's say I want to export it as tutorial. If I can spell it correctly, browse my location, wherever I want to save it. Let's say I want to save it into the videos, save it there. I set the format to MP4, the codec to H.264, and then the codec to auto, and then I have the quality set to whatever. I just do not really mess with these. I just use all of these things up here: the format, the codec, the file name, the location, and the resolution. As you can see, remember when we started recording at 340 by 1080? When we export it, it's at 1920 by 1080. Perfect resolution. So once you have that, go ahead and add it to render queue, and then render all. So it's gonna start rendering your video, and yeah, you basically did it. You basically got a video. You've basically made a Yeah Boy video. That ends my DaVinci Resolve tutorial. I apologize if I didn't mention everything. I apologize if there are some things that I missed, but there is just too many to cover. DaVinci Resolve is a very, very fast software with lots of things. I use the free version, so like it's more than enough. I have a lot of things, I have a lot of stuff that it satisfies me. Yeah, it's just a good software in general, and I am so glad I use it for my videos. If there is one sentence that could summarize this entire video, be creative. Let your mind explore things, and just whatever you can think of. Don't be afraid to Google a tutorial on how to do it, or just explore DaVinci Resolve, see what you can do, see what you can create in your mind, and that is how you edit. I hope you found this tutorial useful. If you did, don't forget to like and subscribe. It really helps you out a lot, and I do appreciate it. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.